Hey, welcome back to the Packy Run podcast. It's episode 5. We're here. It's happening.
What's up?
We are steadily growing, Dan.
It's your boy Dan Mayotte and the other boy AJ Lagabina.
Yeah, that's
I don't know why I said it so Italian.
because
I
you're
just
not.
felt like I had to. Yeah, I'm like the least Italian person. If you've ever seen me on the internet, I have like red hair. Like I don't think there's a single Italian person with red hair.
I wonder if there's anybody listening to this who doesn't know us and didn't know whose voice belongs to who when they look at the cover art.
I mean, they do
We
now.
might have just shattered some dreams.
It's like that thing from like How I Met Your Mother where
The glass shatters.
like the glass shatter.
We just gave away who's who, and now they're like, oh no.
So for anyone who doesn't know what that is from How I Met Your Mother, it's basically like when you tell somebody that you tell somebody something that they never realized before. So like in the case of like How I Met Your Mother, what is going on over there? Are you like breaking shit? Well, get it together.
It's the Packy Run podcast. It wouldn't be right without a... There we go. It's only...
Cold one.
It's only 20 past 3 in the afternoon as we're recording this, but it's 5 o'clock somewhere, so...
Yeah, I mean, but anyways, to go back to the How I Met Your Mother thing, one of the things that I think it was Marshall never realized about Lily, like one of the main characters, was like she chewed very loudly, and it had like the like glass shatter effect where he finally realizes it, and it just bothers him so much.
There's one of those things in every relationship. The glass will shatter. You will realize that there's something truly annoying about your significant other, and there's nothing you can do about it besides, leave, I guess.
Yeah, you just kind of put up with those minor inconveniences.
You can choose to put up with it, or you can just bail.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever you gotta do, you know?
So I personally am not drinking anything alcoholic. I am sticking with water out of a mason jar.
Still water? Sparkling water?
Gotta stay hydrated. What?
Still water? Sparkling water? Tap water?
Tap water. Tewksbury tap water, which... Oof. For those boys and girls, Tewksbury tap water is trash.
Is it really?
Dude, I remember like 15 years ago or something like that. This was like a while ago, because I was a kid. You couldn't drink the water for one summer because it was like contaminated.
Really?
Yeah. So if I come out with a third arm, Tewksbury tap water is the result of it.
That's fair.
I mean, I have also swam in the Merrimack River, and I'm surprised I didn't have a third arm either. Well, it was tubing, but same thing.
Having shared a room with you for several years, I'm kind of surprised that you were never, like, glowing. I'm surprised I never woke up to your body, like, radiating. That would have been... I mean, I would have been a little
sick.
I would have been a little freaked out, but now that I know where you've been and what you've done, it would have made perfect sense.
Yeah, I should probably avoid that type of like water from now on.
True.
But I mean, I don't have bottled water, and let's try to save the planet with not having plastic. I don't know, or my parents can just buy a tap thing.
One of those Brita filters.
Water filter. Yeah.
Well, I cracked open a Wicked Weed Brewing Company Smashville Golden Ale, which is a pretty basic beer, to be honest. There's nothing super special about it. It's almost a little IPA-ish. It has that hoppiness to it, but it's pretty much just a beer.
Sounds like a local brew.
It is. Yeah. The name kind of gives it away, but it's decent. It's fine. Nothing really to write home about, I will say.
Is it like better than or is it as cheap as like a PBR or something like that, or is it better than a PBR?
6-pack probably costs you a couple bucks more, but not that much. It's
But is it like that much better though?
No, to be honest, I think you get a little bit better bang for your buck getting like a 6-pack of PBR or some highlights or something. But
Yeah,
it was there, and
at least it's not like $16 or something ridiculous.
yeah,
like
it's
that.
not a it's not one of the like
One of those local.
yeah, one of the big name like a Heady Topper or Sip of Sunshine or something where you're paying extra money because it's like highly reviewed on the internet or something.
I just remember the only thing I remember about Sip of Sunshine, and like I've had it multiple times, but I was at Luke's Liquors. This
Please
keeps
sponsor
getting brought
us.
up because I keep being ended up in the Cape, and one of the workers there was like, "Oh, like I have to go in the back for this one," and like showing me this like I thought it was gonna be like this exclusive beer like nobody has ever seen before. And it's literally just a 6-pack of Sip of Sunshine, like in the yellow cans. And I'm like, I've had these before.
Yeah,
like, these aren't anything special. This is nothing new. Like, you had to go in the back for this? Like,
it is a little bit harder to come by. I know that much. I do really enjoy Sip of Sunshine, but yeah, it's not I'm not quite sure I buy the hype.
I mean, it's good.
It's no.
I don't know. I have to be in the mood for an IPA though.
Yeah, unless it's Heady Topper by The Alchemist. That one I will anytime, any place. That's one of the only IPAs that I really will like seek out. But it's kind of hard to get Vermont beers in Nashville.
Oh, I can imagine. I have difficulty spending like over $10 on a 6-pack of beer.
That's real.
Like, why would I buy $10 worth of like a 12-pack? No, wait, 6-pack for $12 when I can get a bottle of wine for the equal amount, or like buy a whole bottle of whiskey for $5 more, like $17. Get more and get drunker.
I guess it really just depends on what your goal is.
That is true.
If the goal is to get trashed, then yeah, that logic completely checks out.
But then again, like some people just like sipping a beer for the sake of sipping a beer and just
agreed.
Sitting on the porch and having a good time.
Yeah, there are worse ways to kill time. Speaking of killing time, you're how long have you been back in Tewksbury?
Since Saturday.
All right. So
I've been back and forth. I made this joke earlier with AJ. I feel like one of those children of divorce, because I've been going back and forth between Cape Cod with my girlfriend and her family and Tewksbury, Massachusetts with my family.
So you're a journeyman now. You're going back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, I've been living out of a suitcase for the past 2 months. So
do you miss Brooklyn?
Dude, I miss it a lot. I miss biking. I miss biking to my radio show every Friday because that would be something I would always do. I miss working Brooklyn Nets games. Like my brother just got an Xbox One, and I got Madden and 2K for it because they were on like incredible deals. They were like 70% off each. So I got
and your brother are just gaming.
Well, I've been gaming. My brother, not so much. But
so your brother got the Xbox One, but you bought the games and you're using his Xbox?
Oh yeah, I said to him, I was like, yo, can I buy some games? Like, I'll charge it to my credit card, or like my card. And he's like, yeah, go for it. I'm like, sick.
That is sick.
So I got Madden for $20 and like 2K for $20.
So now you're not missing the PS4 quite as much as you were.
No, not as much. And I was playing last night as like the Brooklyn Nets, and I was like, oh, man, I really miss being in like Barclays Center and just like being around the game and like the atmosphere. And
yeah, I'm with you. I think so. It wasn't this past week. It was the week before. We had a big group of us got together, a bunch of our friends from college. There were like 9 of us on the call or something. We were just hanging out. We were playing some games, catching up and whatever. And one of the things that we started talking about was like, what Like, what are you like most looking forward to? What do you want to do when things start opening up again? And that's weird because like I'm pretty well cut out for quarantine, you know? Like I'm pretty okay just figuring out my own way to kill time and to, you know, get some creative projects done and do whatever I want to do.
Mhm.
But I miss the energy of being around people. I don't necessarily miss like people themselves. Like there's a handful of them that I miss, but I really miss being able to be alone like in a crowd, you know? Like going to a bar
Yeah.
to watch a game, or the big one for me is going to the movies. Like I miss sitting in a fucking movie theater so much.
Yeah.
Those like together but separate kind of activities are the thing that I miss the most of anything.
Yeah, I think for me is like I just miss working. I miss having like places to be at certain times and everything like that.
Yeah,
don't know,
it's
I miss
hard. It's hard when you're working from home to get to get to the end of a day and feel like, oh, that was like a job well done. And I think part
yeah
of that is just like the commute, you know, like walking away from a day of work and like making your way home, whether that's walking or biking or driving or whatever. Like the commute back to your home is like the thing that signifies the end of the day, and that's always like one of the best times of the day. So it's really weird to not have that on the days that I am doing work. And yeah, I do miss the hell out of that. And there is something to be said about being able to, you know, kind of have your schedule laid out for you without having to put in that much thought or effort into it. I do miss that aspect of things a little bit as well.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's brutal.
I've been working remotely with one job for like a while now, like 3 years at this point, and I mean some aspects of it, like even that like is not the same because I would have been able to like go to like a coffee shop or like go like grab lunch somewhere and like hang like there was like a coffee place I used to go to. Actually, I still go to whenever it's going to be open again. It's called Freehold in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. And they have fantastic coffee. They have like this backyard access with like all these pillows and like everything that you can just chill out in. And the best part about it is they have outlets outside.
Oh, so you
know
can
how
just chill out in the
difficult
fresh air. Well, as fresh as the air can be in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
You're hanging out like in the open air and just getting work done like in the sunshine.
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
I love that in the summertime. And also, you know how difficult it is, and maybe anyone who like works remotely or works at a coffee shop can relate to this. Like, it is so difficult finding an outlet. You have to fight people like for a table near an outlet.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine that that's not the that can't be the most fun thing in the world.
No, like that is one thing I don't miss. But I mean, I was like starting. I just got the job at Barclays. I was starting to get into the rhythm. I had my own spot.
Was it designated? Did it have your name on it?
Well, not officially, but like so. I have to explain this. So, starting for the games, like this was like the last 5 games that I worked at Barclays. I was a ticket taker, and I would just like people would walk up, I'd scan tickets and like do that whole thing until like the third like quarter or something like that.
Okay.
And then they'd send me downstairs to like the VIP area, and I would just hang out there with all my other coworkers until like the last 5 seconds of the game. And with basketball games particularly, people love to, at the end of the game, if like it's a game winner or something like that, they love to rush the court and try to like get on and like touch the players, get autographs, all this kind of crap.
Yeah.
And my job was to, as my fire alarm goes off.
Tight.
I don't know if y'all can hear that, but that's what's happening. Anyways, so my job was to stand on the court and not let people like get on.
Oh, you were legitimate security.
I was security.
That's
and and my spot for 5 straight games was right in front of the visitors' bench, the visiting team's bench. So I had literal NBA players standing a foot away from me.
Was there anybody of note that you got to hang out in front of?
No, there was nobody of note that I can think of at the top of my head.
That would have been funny. You should have. Well, when/if you ever get back to work, you should heckle them. You should stand in front of LeBron James and be like, "Hey, man, you ain't shit."
I mean, I can't do that. I would get fired. And also, I'm going to set this record straight, and I will say this right up ahead. All my statements and everything that I am saying about Barclays, I am not the representation of Barclays.
True.
So don't, I am not.
That would
I
be
am
a
just
good
simply
right views and opinions expressed on the Pack Your Own podcast are not the views and opinions of our respective employers. That's that's a decent cover that we should throw out there every once in a while.
It's in my contract that I have to if someone on like of note or media asks me about Barclays, I can't answer questions because I am not the social media representative, I'm not HR, I'm not any person for Barclays. So I don't represent them. I am just and I'm not talking disparagingly about Barclays. I love working for Barclays. It's a fun job.
True. Yep. That's pretty much my position when it comes to my company, which I won't even name because they have their methods for sure. Yeah. Same deal. But especially since I transitioned to more kind of warehousing work, I am thoroughly enjoying my job again. Or I was until all this started, and now we're now I'm not really working. I'm kind of working. I'm mostly just training.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It makes some of the days go by faster sometimes, but I'm kind of in the same boat with you. Like
meetings.
I'm looking forward to getting back to having some sort of structure to my life. But the flip side of not having that structure is I've been able to work on a lot of different projects and stuff. The music that you hear at the beginning of each episode is done by yours truly. I got a band. Well, it's kind of a band right now. It's just me. It's what's the technical term for it? I think it's a pseudonym.
One-man band.
Yeah, it's a one-man band called Keep You. Song at the top of the episode is called Orchard Circle.
He plays the drums. He plays the cymbals. He has a little like stomper like for the feet.
Oh, like Dick Van Dyke in Mary Poppins?
Yeah, you're like
what's
Dick
his
Van
name
Dyke,
in that character? What's that character's name? Oh my god. It'll come to me.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But yeah, I'm a one-man band, so I've been working on planning out and starting to record a 3-song EP, which hopefully will see the light of day eventually. I think I've mentioned before on the podcast that I've mentioned that I do mixing work for the band Psychic of Orange, headed up by our friend Ken. And I actually just finished his newest single, which should be out within the next week or two. So I don't think it'll be out by the time this podcast shows up, but it should be there relatively soon. It's a song called Headphones. And I didn't know Ken was such a big Weezer fan, to be honest.
Yeah. Really?
Like,
I haven't heard this song.
That's very much the vibe that I get from it. There's some like crunchy guitars and stuff, and it's a little bit of a different direction for him, but not entirely. Like it still sounds like Psychic, which is pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's been a productive week doing a lot of music stuff, which is what I came down here to do in the first place. So taking advantage of that time.
I mean, for the past couple of weeks, I've actually gotten work with the company I've been doing work for the past 3 years.
This is the playlist placement, right?
Yeah, playlist placement company.
Well, I mean, everybody and their grandmother is just like, I don't know how else to say it. Like everybody's just vomiting content right now. And and the irony of me saying that on a podcast that we started while we're in quarantine is not lost on me. Like, I think part of it's boredom, and then I think it's also a little bit of a reaction on the part of like artists and movie studios and everybody else. Like, they're just trying to push out content to keep people involved, and so that, you know, they can kind of keep the cash flow going.
Just need distractions. And I mean, like, concerts are not going to come back until 2021 at this point. Like,
I think in
and
most parts of the country that's probably true. I think
I mean, Arkansas they're doing concerts, but like very limited tickets, and like everyone is spaced out, and like limited amount of people in the bathrooms, and like
yeah,
all these crazy rules.
I think that's just kind of gonna be the norm for a while. Is it's gonna be a lot of kind of crowd control stuff.
There's also I was reading an article from Brooklyn Vegan that more than 400 venues, they're not allowing crowd surfing, moshing of any kind, or anything like that associated. And I think it's going to be more than 400 later. It's not going to allow that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting one to enforce. But it might be kind of like, do you remember when Warped Tour started putting up signs about that on their stages? People were kind of freaking out about that like 6 or 7 years ago now.
I think so, but like the thing with that wasn't it like they just didn't want to get sued?
Yeah,
'Cause it
I
goes
think
off
that's going to
again.
be kind of I think that's going to be kind of a similar thing going forward. I think it's going to be a lot of those kind of like liability things where it's like, well, there can't be any crowd surfing, there can't be any moshing, like people need to stay like 6 feet apart or whatever. And then it's basically going to be like, well, nobody's going to enforce it, but you do that kind of shit at your own risk. I think
Yeah.
that might be where that's headed.
Which I mean, like, I mean, my thoughts and opinions on crowd surfing and moshing have changed as the older I have gotten, and the more
Your views have changed in your old age? Is that what you're telling me?
I mean, like, I've gotten at least 4 concussions from concerts doing.
Had 4 concussions?
Yeah, dude. I got 1 from standing outside of a mosh pit. I got actually 2 from standing outside mosh pits. 1 from crowd surfing, and then like another one. Like to be honest with you, I've forgotten because I just that, and like that's not good. That's a bad
That might
thing.
be
Like
that might be a telltale sign there, Dan. I don't know.
that's a bad thing. Like I like.
As our friend Justin would say, not good.
Like I became friends with somebody, and like I was telling him about all my injuries, and then I told him like, oh yeah, I crowd surfed at the Wonder Years. This was like in October, like their Halloween show when they were doing like Limp Bizkit cover sets, and he got really mad at me. I'm like what?
He got mad at you for crowd surfing?
Yeah, I was like, what do you want me to do? Just stand there and do nothing during Washington Square Park?
A proud fan. A proud fan is what you are, dude. It's all right. I haven't
mean,
had any like.
I've had bad luck.
I don't think I've had any concussions. I had ridiculously bad luck. I still have. I get some pain in my lower back because of a balance and composure show that I went to my junior year of high school. During oh man, I forget what song it even was. It's been too long. It was the last song of their set. This was a tour when they were opening for Title Fight.
Oh yeah.
And they played. It wasn't the Sinclair. I think it was the Royale in Boston that they played
right.
that show. Yeah, they played the Royale.
I remember that show.
During Cruel Hand, who opened up, they opened up the set. Somebody threw a beer on stage, or somebody dropped a beer on stage, or something. The stage was slippery, and I got up to stage dive during Balance and Composure's last song, and I went across the stage, and when I got ready to jump, I slipped on the beer. So instead of like laying out flat on top of people, I basically like cannonballed, and like props to the people underneath me for having their heads up and like knowing what was going on, but they kind of screwed me because they just cleared out from under me and I landed directly on my back.
Oh man.
And ever since then I've had a little bit of pain if I tweak it the wrong way or something.
You old man.
Yeah, I'm getting frail in my old age. It's bad.
Dude, that was like 7 years ago. At
Was
this
it
point.
7 years ago? I have no concept of time anymore, especially now that time means nothing.
Yeah, that must have been 7 years. Wow.
Yep.
I love how Crowhand is now like signed to Hopeless Records, and they sound nothing like they did like their first two records. They sound like more of like a just a straight up punk band at this point.
Well,
Like
that's kind of
more
like
closer to pop punk.
were you ever into 100th?
No.
So 100th was like a metalcore, hardcore band. I'm pretty sure they were signed to No Sleep. I think that's how I first discovered them.
Yeah.
So they got signed to No Sleep, and I was never like super super into them. I think those guys and the guys from Vanna were pretty close, so I probably saw them live a couple of times. But they weren't really my bag, you know.
Yeah.
But it had to be like 2 years ago now, was when I became aware of it. They've now gone like super, super poppy. I think the closest kind of contemporary for them would be like Turnover. But
Really?
100th is like way more electronic, and it's like very polished, like really, like actually some really good like pop songs. I think one of the songs is called like Runaway or something. It's got some like red velvet looking, kind of like a beach house looking album art. And yeah, that band took like that's a huge like 180-degree turn. But it kind of worked out for them from the like three songs that I've heard.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of hardcore bands from like the early 10s, I guess, like have kind of turned poppier, like a power pop or like pop punk or something like that. Like that's what happened to like Angel Dust as well.
I was just gonna say Angel Dust did that, and they did that really well. They made like
they did.
It was like a really organic turn for them.
Like I'm not offended by it.
That's how I feel
Ceremony
about.
Was the same way too.
Yeah,
although they went like
that.
Yeah. Although they went more like post punk, like 80s.
Smithy kinda, yeah.
Smithy, yeah. I mean, it's good. I mean, I enjoy everything that they do, and I enjoy Angel Dust as well. So
yeah, good bands. I like to see the progression. I like especially bands like that where it would be really easy to just kind of stick with, you know, the sound that works for them or whatever. Like really watching them push themselves into different directions that's always kind of an interesting thing to watch.
Yeah, I mean, like I think it's crazy. I think you could make an argument that hardcore is at peak popularity nowadays than it was when we were actually probably really into it and going to shows consistently.
I think you could say that, I guess. Yeah, I think it's
like I think there are some bands that are leading that like genre, like Code Orange, although they're more like metal, I guess. Knocked Loose, Turnstile.
Well, it's
like,
just getting Jesse Cannon, who we're both really big fans of, he talked about it. He used to talk about it on his podcasts all the time, and he talks about it in a couple of his books. One of the interesting things about like the democratization of the music business is that you're getting this like, what's the technical term for it? Homogeny. Like genres don't matter anymore.
No, they don't.
Everybody's just kind of like, everybody's a crossover band now. Nobody is like, you don't really get like pure like pop punk music or punk music or rock and roll or, you know, none of that really. You don't even get like pure country anymore. There's so many crossovers and everybody's just taking a little bit from everybody else, and that opens up a lot of doors. So
yeah, I mean, a lot of things are mainstream now. Like look at Code Orange. They're kind of
they're probably one of the biggest acts in metal right now.
I mean, they've been nominated for like Grammy Awards and shit. Like they streamed their concert or like their record release, and I think like there was a crazy amount of people on Twitch that tuned into that.
Yeah, I think it was a few thousand or something. There was
like
something.
It was quite a bit.
Yeah,
or like it was like 20,000.
Something like that. But yeah, I remember seeing that kind of thing, and like, good for those dudes. Keep getting them checks, I guess. But like,
it's crazy because I remember like some of my friends' bands back in the day like played shows with Code Orange kids at Anchors Up. Like Anchors Up is like this, or it was this tiny venue in Haverhill, Massachusetts.
And if you ever went to the bathroom there, you're immune to the coronavirus.
Oh, dude, it was the amount of shit I saw at Anchors Up. Oh man, it is.
You really gotta love those little punk spaces. Those are the places to be.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, they're like, weren't they? I think they Code Orange was signed to Death Wish, and now
Yeah,
they're
they're like Roadrunner at this point, which
yeah,
is
I'm pretty
like
sure that I think they're label mates with Nickelback,
really.
which is insane, but also not that different from like any of the like hundreds of punk bands that get signed to like Epitaph, and it's like, oh, you're label mates with like Falling in Reverse. That's a little bit of a wild turn. Like
Yeah.
the Menzingers and Falling in Reverse are on the same label.
Menzingers, World Is, Defeater.
I forgot that the World Is was signed to them.
Yeah.
And I forgot Defeater got signed to Epitaph. They made the jump
Who
from Deathwish to Epitaph.
I gotta look at they um they have a lot of people.
I say that as I'm wearing a Defeater hoodie right now. So I'm a fake fan apparently.
Yeah, dude, you're fake.
I'm
Let's pull
a
up the Wikipedia page.
I'm a fake punk.
Echoline Trio, All American Rejects.
All American Rejects are on Epitaph?
I mean, yeah.
That label is fucking massive.
Converge, Bad Religion, Every Time I Die, Joyce Manor.
I knew about that one, yeah. They signed to Epitaph for Never Hungover Again, which
yeah.
I'm torn. Have you've obviously heard Never Hungover Again. Have you listened to Cody?
I
kept up
have
with that
like
band?
I mean like I've kept up with them a little bit. I remember seeing them recently, like as of like last year.
Really?
And I was like, oh yeah. I mean they still put on a good show.
I haven't seen them since.
Was it the last time was it the time that I saw them with you?
I think freshman year. I think was the last time I saw Joyce Manor.
Oh wow.
That was a good gig. That was a good night.
Yeah, I think
it's a shame that I don't talk to anybody else from that night except for you, but
I think I still have the set list kicking around somewhere.
Oh, you got the set list? I didn't know about that.
It's like I remember hanging it up in our dorm room and like
True.
It's like on a paper plate.
I do remember this. I do remember the paper plate that was pinned to our wall.
Yeah, and like I'm surprised no one came into our room and was like, "What the hell is that? Why do you have a paper plate?"
I don't think our RA would really have been surprised. We had so much shit on our walls.
Yeah.
we were definitely breaking the code.
Oh yeah. Who else is signed? So they also got La Dispute. They got Off With Their Heads. I think you would like Off With Their Heads. They're kind of like
I feel like I've listened to them.
They're in that like sort of Menzingers range type band. You know, alcoholic, like like
alcoholic,
depressed,
self-deprecating.
Yeah, self-deprecating sacks of shit. You know, that's kind of what they are. So
from the Midwest or the Rust Belt.
Yeah. They're from like Minnesota or something like that.
Oh yeah. That has to be a breeding ground for punk bands. There's nothing else to do
except like drink and do like ice fishing or something like that.
And continue to root for the Vikings, even though they're the Vikings.
I mean, I feel bad for Vikings fans, man. Like, they just get screwed over every single time.
Yep. The Vikings feels bad to be them. The Browns, the Bengals.
I mean, like the Vikings went to 4 Super Bowls, lost every single one of them. I mean, it's not as bad as the Buffalo Bills going to 4 straight, losing all 4.
Oh man!
And each one was
New
as
York
bad
just
as
can't catch a break, sports or otherwise. It's a big ass state, and it all just lives in the shadow of the island.
Yeah, and I mean,
although I
like
do have
New
to say,
York,
shout out to Rochester, New York, one of the better cold weather cities in this country.
I have never been, but I would love to try one of their famous garbage plates.
Yes, the garbage plates are incredible. It's like it gives you the same result as a Thanksgiving dinner. That's how I'll put it. You eat one of those things and you're just done for the day. That is your day.
I mean, I love Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a better holiday than Christmas. Hot take.
Woo! Give your reasons. Go ahead.
Because you're just, I mean, you can do a Thanksgiving, like, sure, you're around your family, but you can still do one with just your friends and hang out and just cook a dinner and like drink beer and do all that kind of stuff. You're only buying food. You have no pressure of buying presents for people. Financially, a lot less stress on people. Like, I think some people go broke during like the holiday season. It's kind of ridiculous.
Consumerism at its finest. No, I would
What?
tend to
Yeah.
agree.
And the food is
So-
just so good. Like, it is.
Oh, dude, a turkey dinner, mashed potatoes, gravy. I'm not a big fan of
Nothing
cranberry
better.
sauce, but I try it every year and find out that I hate it all over again.
I love cranberry sauce. I love like all the vegetables, mashed potatoes, gravy, stuffing, and then the day after is even better because you got like,
Dude, day after Thanksgiving sandwich, you just pile it all onto a couple of slices of bread and just go to town.
oh my god,
Oh, man.
like
All day
there's-
long, dude.
yeah, all the time. And sure, I can get there's like a chain in the Massachusetts area called the Angelos. And sure, I can get like the Thanksgiving delight or whatever any time of the year, but there's something more charming about it being what grandma made, your aunt made, or like whatever's in your refrigerator.
So my big thing with Thanksgiving, it was never about the dinner.
Mm.
Dinner happened like halfway through the day, and I don't really eat like big meals ever. Like I don't sit down and like pack it in, so I'll just kind of like graze. But what my mom would always do was an open house after dinner. So she would tell like everybody, friends, family, like everybody we knew. It was like, all right, we're opening the doors at like 5:00. So we would have like a small Thanksgiving dinner. Usually like one or both sets of grandparents would be there, maybe an aunt or an uncle. Like it was usually a pretty small affair. And then like everybody would show up. I would always go and like I would invite my friends. Like I'd have friends over, I'd have cousins over, I'd have like a significant portion of the family, and everybody would bring over dessert. So Thanksgiving was always about the desserts. Like people would show up with pies and cookies and everything. Like, oh man.
All right, what
for
is the
that right
best
now.
one though? What is the best one though?
The best
pie.
dessert? Oh, the best pie.
Best pie.
Oh.
You better answer this correctly.
Hold on. I have the Rona.
Don't say that. You better answer this correctly though.
So this isn't going to be the answer you're looking for. You ever been to like the baking aisle at the grocery store?
Sure.
You know,
I used to work at a grocery store, AJ.
I know. Shout out RDT.
Yes.
You know the pre-made pie crusts?
Yeah.
There's one made with like crushed Oreo cookie.
Okay.
So one of those Oreo cookie pie crusts filled with chocolate pudding. Incredible. Yes, I know. It's wrong. It's wrong. Go ahead. Tell me.
I wish
tell me
there was
what
like
the
a
right answer is.
slap. I wish there was like a slap.
A virtual slap.
Yeah. Or like a sound effect board that we could.
Oh, like the movie punch sound or something.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good pie, and I love that pie. But for Thanksgiving, though,
Apple pie.
no, come on, pumpkin.
Frozen pumpkin pie. Yeah. Yep.
Just
Let's go
pumpkin pie.
Oh,
Classic.
my mom used to make a frozen pumpkin pie that was. It's good stuff.
Like a good pumpkin pie.
I love the idea of us talking about Thanksgiving dinner in the middle of May.
Yeah. How did we get to this point?
I don't know. I always kind of assumed that this is what this podcast was going to be.
Yeah, we just
We're
kind of
just-
like go
we're just-
off the rails.
Yeah, we're just off on one. Well, we've eaten up a fair amount of time here already. So do we want to just hop into some Patriots news, and maybe we might just wrap on that. We can do a shorter episode this week.
Yeah, we could possibly do that. Comment below please tell us your favorite desserts. And tell us why.
Comment below.
Tell us why AJ is wrong.
I had that thought yesterday or 2 days ago. The one service that our lovely hosting platform Anchor does not distribute to is YouTube.
Oh yeah.
So I've got all of the audio for these. I think I might try and put together a YouTube channel, and
that might be an idea. Maybe we can do some clips to that.
Yeah,
we could definitely we will look into that for the viewers. But
so that you can actually comment below.
yes, but to listen to us, you can listen to us on Apple, iTunes.
Yeah, we're officially
Anchor,
on all of the. We're officially on all
Spotify.
the podcasts. We're on all the podcast platforms now.
Yes. But anyways, Patriots news. Richard Seymour has been inducted into the Patriots Hall of Fame.
Mr. Richard Seymour, one of
It
the
was
better-known
either-
Patriots.
It's going to be either him, Mike Vrabel, or Bill Parcells.
So Seymour got in. Why do we think that the other two did not?
Well,
Why
Bill
not Mike Vrabel? Is it because he's a dirty traitor who went to the Flaming Thumbtacks here in Tennessee?
I don't think so.
I do. He's a dirty traitor.
I think he is definitely well deserved to being into the Patriots Hall of Fame. I think Richard Seymour is just maybe a touch of a better candidate.
What makes you say that?
I think better longevity. And I think he just put up better numbers statistically than him. I think Bill Parcells had no... I mean, he is well-deserved too, and he's a Hall of Famer, and he's fantastic, but Bill Parcells, I think, he is not...
He is not well-loved by the fans.
No, I mean, I think he is good for what he did. I think he got us to a Super Bowl. He got us into the playoffs. He just fought too much with... He fought too much with Robert Kraft. And also, like, he went 500. Went only 500. He won the same amount of games that he lost.
His big quote was, "They want you to cook the dinner. At least they ought to let you shop for some of the groceries."
Yeah.
Which was in reference to, which funny enough, never has seemed to be an issue with Kraft and Belichick. Parcells felt that he didn't have enough say in, where the money was going, who it was going to, staffing decisions and whatever else. Although
I think
there wasn't there also talks that the eve before the Patriots Super Bowl against the Packers, I'm pretty sure that he was like already courting other teams. Like the night before they were playing the game, he was starting to talk to other teams about coaching positions.
I think he was, and that's kind of like a bad taste in the mouth. Also, Bill Parcells is kind of like the catalyst for starting the whole rivalry with the Jets. He was kind of the whole reason behind it. I mean, and also, there's always that Boston-New York rivalry, no matter what. Kind of egged it on.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's fair for him to be on the ballot. He brought us to our first Super Bowl.
Second Super Bowl.
Our second Super Bowl? When was the first one?
Because the first one was in '86.
Oh, it was the first one in 10 years, 20 years?
Yeah, like 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years. That was it.
Yeah.
And it was, man, was it he got us to our first winning season?
He got us to our first winning season in like a while.
In a long time. It was a solid handful of years. And he came and he coached the Pats to what, a 10-6 record? Let's look it up here.
I mean, in
Parcells returned to the NFL in 90. He returned in 93.
Yeah,
as a head coach, and then so by 95, I think it was the 95 season where we went 10-6, and the first playoff game in 8 years. That's insane.
Yeah, like that's impressive. We had very bad management back in those days.
Who was the guy that owned the Pats before Kraft?
I think it was like whoever was all I know about him was like he owned like Remington, like the razor company, like electric razor company, and he just didn't give a shit. Like, say what you will about
there's a little bit of dramatic irony that we then ended up with Gillette Stadium, but
yeah, that is kind of funny. Say what you will about the Patriots or anything like that, but it's nice to have an owner that he cares more about winning than just the bottom line. There are a lot of owners out there that don't give a shit about the product on the field. They just care that they're making money at the end of the day, which I mean, like, everything's a business, right? Everything, you go into business to make money, but people are going to spend more money if the product on the field is worth watching or going to.
That is absolutely true.
Like, and Robert Kraft gives a shit. Like, I mean, he puts us in the right position to succeed.
And again, it is just kind of funny thinking about, Parcells complaining about not having really any leverage with personnel decisions or anything, and then watching, the modern Patriots under Belichick and Kraft, where, Belichick kind of rules with an iron fist when it comes to those things.
But I also think, like, it might have been a different time when, like, Robert Kraft was just a brand. He was a new owner, and there were talks that they were gonna like move to Hartford. Robert Kraft was trying to feel his way in, and I think at this point, Bill Belichick has a lot of control of the team. And which is great. Ownership should the reason why the Browns and the Bengals, or what's another bad team, like any of the San Diego Chargers, like all those teams are terrible because the owners don't hire the right football people. They just want to meddle in. And Robert Kraft is just like, nope, go ahead. Like, I don't know much about football. I know business. I know how to make money.
And that's a respectable place for an owner.
Yeah. Mike Vrabel, the only things I remember about him are like the touchdown passes he caught in like the Super Bowls.
That is
true.
You
remember that?
There's one that's in the back of my mind.
He did it in like a couple of those Super Bowls. I'm like, oh, they were just so memorable because you never would have expected it.
I'm looking up.
Richard Seymour, I remember I was actually supposed to meet him once. I was like a little kid, and the bus broke down on the way for him to like talk to us about like fitness or something like that, or like the importance of eating vegetables. One of those pro athlete. Yeah, one of those like pro athlete like talks to young kids and like signs a bunch of autographs and like pictures and everything like that. And the bus broke down, and apparently he sent like a bunch of like pictures and like autographs to like the school or whatever I was like getting it from, and I never got mine, and I am still kind of pissed off about it.
So you got personal reasons. You got a personal vendetta.
Well, it's not against Richard Seymour, it's against whoever broke the bus.
There's some things that we're just never going to forget. We're just never going to live them down.
Yeah, I mean, stupid.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Richard Seymour, well-deserved. A lot of name recognition. It's not really any kind of surprise because it does come down to fan voting, I believe, for the Patriots Hall of Fame.
Does it? I mean, if that's the way that it works, people probably have a better view of Richard Seymour than Mike Vrabel, because the last memory of Mike Vrabel is him beating us in last year's playoffs. Which that's kind of ridiculous. Like, that is not a reason to vote against somebody.
And when he, the day after my birthday, right after I moved down here to Tennessee, day after my birthday, it was Veterans Day, and the Pats were playing against the Titans at Nissan Stadium down here in Nashville, and we got eaten alive. So he's a good coach, but man, hate to see a former Patriot playing for the Titans, because I just don't like the Titans, and especially hate to see a former Patriot coaching the Titans to a win over the Patriots.
The amount of former Patriots that he has signed, like, let me see, like Dion Lewis.
Him, Vrabel, Matt Patricia in Detroit, and whoever the hell it is down in Miami.
Yeah, Brian Flores.
All three of them are just trying to rebuild Patriots with like pieces of old Patriots teams.
Yeah, but here's the thing: they're all, and no disrespect to a lot of them, but a lot of them are just like past their prime, or like they're just overpaid.
Yeah.
Although Trey Flowers was the one that like that one like pissed me off that the Patriots let go of. But it all worked out at the end, because like we were like a good defense last year.
We were a great defense last year. Our defense is really the only reason why we were, in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, like hopefully that continues. I mean, like Kyle Van Noy, that's gonna be a big loss. But I think.
But we've got the greatest defensive minded coach in the league. I cannot find myself concerned about the Patriots this year. It's just not. It's not going to be our greatest season ever, but everything that we can kind of see and everything that we can hear coming out of that organization just seems like whenever we get the chance to actually watch football again, it'll be just fine.
I mean, hopefully we're actually able to. Let's actually talk about the schedule, since like that was actually released last week.
The schedule was indeed dropped.
So there's like a couple things about it, especially like the media was like swirling about. Like, for example, I think it's until week 15 that there are no the Patriots and the Buccaneers aren't playing at the same time.
Oh, so we can watch. We're gonna watch all of them.
Yeah, it
Tommy
seems
Boy?
like intentional. Yeah. We also got 5 primetime games, I'm pretty sure. For those who don't know what primetime games are, they're like the Monday night games. They're like Sunday night, Thursday night, like all those 8 o'clock time slotted games where it's the only game on TV.
It gives us a little bit of the limelight, which hopefully Mr. Jarrett Stidham will be able to handle.
I think he's going to be fine. I think... to start off the season, we got the Dolphins, Seahawks, Raiders, Kansas City Chiefs, and the Broncos. Now, for the first month or so of the season, they did it in a way, and this is like the thing with every single team across the board, because who knows what's going to happen with there's beer virus. Every team has 2 home games and 2 away games. I also love how the Patriots are going to be in Los Angeles 2 straight weeks, November 29th and December 6th.
They're going to be in...
Yeah, back-to-back weeks. They're going to, pretty much for 2 straight weeks, they're in...
The schedule I'm looking at says December 6th is the Chargers.
My bad.
December 10th is the Rams.
Yeah, my bad. So they're just going to stay there for like a little bit.
Hang out in the Sunshine State in the middle of December.
I mean, that's not bad.
It's not the worst thing in the world, but we don't always have the greatest record in warm weather.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of tough games on this schedule, like just giving like a first glance at it. I mean, Seattle's going to be a problem.
The fourth game of the season against the Chiefs, assuming that they're healthy, that's going to be that'll be an uphill battle.
Yeah, I mean, Patrick Mahomes, he's a tough man to stop.
He is insanely talented, and I believe you and I are both older than him.
I think so. That makes me feel so bad. Also,
we're both
older.
Ancient.
Yeah. I mean, all the players that were just drafted in the NFL draft were older than.
Yeah, how fucked up is that? I am bummed. October 25th, 49ers versus Patriots.
Jimmy G coming back.
This is, God bless Tom Brady. Hope you find some sort of success in Tampa Bay. That's all fine and dandy. I really wish that we could have had Belichick and Brady versus the 49ers with Jimmy G. I would have really liked to see that matchup, because just imagine the media frenzy around it. Like, the entire week would just be questions about like, this was Jimmy G was heir apparent.
Yeah.
How is this going to shake out?
I think it would have been even crazier if Brady did stay and Jimmy actually won the Super Bowl this year.
It would have been.
That would have been
as nonstop as it would have been anyway. Like it actually. Well, now thinking about it in those terms, I'm actually kind of glad that Brady's not going to be here, because man, I think it would have gotten old really quickly hearing the sports media talk about that for the entire week leading up to that game.
I get sick of the sports media. Like, they come up with these bullshit topics
constantly.
Like, somebody was like, I saw one that was like, is Tom Brady going to go to the San Francisco 49ers and Jimmy Garoppolo going back to the Patriots? And I'm like, are you what?
that would just never happen.
I
It
remember
would be like admit, but it's cool, but in like a fan fiction way. Like it would never happen. Why is anybody who's getting paid to talk about that talking about that?
Yeah.
But admittedly, that would actually be kind of cool.
I mean,
that would have been just like the most Machiavellian, like Belichick fuckery of all time for him to trade Jimmy G away and then make that happen.
He wouldn't.
It would be, again. It would be like fan fiction. There's no way it would ever actually happen. But if he did do that, like you can just imagine that anybody who talks about the NFL would just be sitting back and being like, "Well, that's classic Belichick."
Yeah.
It would have been funny.
Let me see. November 15th, Baltimore Ravens.
That's gonna be a tough one too.
Lamar Jackson. How do you? Again, him and Patrick Mahomes.
He's just insane mobile quarterbacks. They're playmakers. It's crazy, and I think it's even harder for like New England fans to wrap their heads around it because we're so used to just having a sitting duck quarterback.
Yeah,
and we had a sitting duck quarterback for 20 straight years, and then to just have the entire league kind of be rocked by these guys, like that's especially weird for us.
They just know how to run and throw as good as anyone else.
Yeah, just insanely athletic plays, and especially the fact that they're so young, like. Do you remember that one? Play from this past year's Super Bowl? Mahomes ran the ball and he was going for a touchdown and he was almost there and he just got his shit rocked by one of the 49ers defenders. He just got back up, and I think it was one of the like mic'd up moments or something where he like went back to his sideline and he was talking to his teammates. He was like, "Man, that didn't hurt as much as the sack. Like it was fine." He's like, "Dude, you just got like laid out by like a 250-pound behemoth of a man that just blindsided you. Like how are you okay?" Absolutely insane.
Yeah, I don't get it. Houston Texans on November 22nd. That's going to be a tough one as well. I mean, Deshaun Watson and all their weapons, but Bill O'Brien is probably going to fuck it up, and we're probably going to win that game. If I had to guess.
Well, there's been rumors about Deshaun Watson wanting to come to the Patriots.
That was a pipe dream. That was, I mean, like
who was the wide receiver that Deshaun Watson was like in love with that got traded away during the offseason?
It was DeAndre Hopkins. Yeah. Which did you keep up with that story at all, like this offseason?
I did not specifically, but it kept showing up on sports Twitter.
So Bill O'Brien, first off, didn't get a first rounder for Hopkins, which Deshaun Hopkins, he's top three wide receiver in the whole league. I think it's a fair assessment to make. And you didn't get like a top pick from him? Like how? How do you not do that? And also compared him to Aaron Hernandez.
That's not a comparison you want.
Yeah, like
maybe as an athlete, but still, that's like
no, you don't want any comparison to him. Like there was a lot of stuff leaked out. That was like not good.
Yeah, you don't want that.
But I'm like looking at the schedule right now. I see 9-7.
You've changed.
I mean, I've said 10-6. I mean, there's a couple games that could go either way.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, we've said it before. We'll say it again. It would be nice to be pleasantly surprised, but it's not gonna be some great season. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be entertaining, but I don't think we're in for. I don't think New England's in for a Super Bowl. I think it's a little bit of a pipe dream to see us in the playoffs. I'm hopeful, but
we're not gonna tank by any means. Like, Bill Belichick isn't just going to pull all the star players and just be like, fuck it, we're just gonna go get a top pick for next year, like, whatever, like,
yeah,
Bill is a competitive person. Like,
it's true.
It'd be a bad look.
Yeah, so, gonna be an interesting season. Congrats to Richard Seymour on making it to the Patriots Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
He gets immortalized in Foxborough, Massachusetts, which is an odd place to be immortalized because there's nothing there. But
I mean, except for Gillette Stadium and like Patriot Place and all that kind of stuff.
Yep. But that's
Where else
the
would
only
you
thing.
rather be in the middle of like Boston and Province? Isn't the halfway point between both?
Pretty much. I think it's a little bit closer to Providence, but I'm just talking out of my ass, so
I mean,
I don't know.
we don't know. We're a couple of assholes.
True. All right, man.
Uh,
So I think that covers a good amount of ground for this week. Do we have recommendations?
Yeah, we did enough bullshitting for this time period.
Yeah. Giving the people what they want.
Let me see. Recommendations. I got one. Actually, I'll save that one for another time. But I got a solid playlist for you to listen to.
You've got a solid playlist.
Yeah. It is called "I'm Jamming in This Applebee's Tonight." Now, I created this playlist.
I'm jamming in this Applebee's tonight.
Yes, it's on Spotify. I'm not on Apple Music because I don't like Apple Music.
Fair.
It's Spotify is king. It's got a little bit of everything. It's got some oldies, some newies, some indie, some punk, some pop, rap, you name it. It's got it, and it still continues to grow. I got 62 songs on it, and it's just good for driving around, working out, cooking, or any of your other needs.
Going to Applebee's and getting $2 margaritas.
Yeah. It's a play
This
off
is the
of
soundtrack.
Yes, it's now they don't play all these songs in Applebee's. They probably wouldn't play Travis Scott or Little Uzi Vert. But yeah, it's a good one. They probably also wouldn't play The World Is or any of that. Yeah, check it out if you're looking for random music to listen to. Give it a follow. Yeah, jamming in this Applebee's tonight.
Tight. So my recommendation this week is actually another podcast.
Podcast.
There's a podcast that just came out. It's called The Winds of Change, named after a very famous song by the Scorpions.
Nice.
And there is a rumor that the host of the podcast heard back in the day that The Winds of Change by the Scorpions was actually written by the CIA as a PSYOP campaign. As a PSYOP campaign to aid in the destruction of the USSR and in their attempts to kind of break down the Berlin Wall and all that. And I'm about to finish the last episode.
How many episodes are there?
There's 8. I believe it's 8 episodes.
How long are they usually?
About an hour.
Okay.
A little bit over an hour each one. And they make a pretty solid case. And again, I haven't finished it, so I don't really know. But it starts off as a really, really odd kind of premise. And you're sitting there listening to it, and you're like, I had the same reaction that you had, where it's just like, the CIA is not employing songwriters or, glam metal bands to write ballads. And
don't they have better things to do? What?
Maybe not. Maybe not. They legitimately might not. It's insane. It's yeah, it is not at all what I expected when I first heard about the podcast, but it's definitely been worth the listen, and I haven't been able to put it down. So I recommend checking that one out.
Sick.
Because God knows none of us have anything else to do with our lives.
I mean, that is so true. You know what? I heard some statistic recently. It was like numbers for podcast listeners has actually gone down since this whole like coronavirus and like quarantining and stuff like that. Because like, I mean, most of the people listening to podcasts are like at the gym or like driving or something like that. But
I believe it.
Yeah,
I believe
I mean,
it.
like I did most of my podcast listening like on the subway.
Podcast and music listening is such like both of those things have become just kind of like background noise for like commutes for people and things like that. So if you're not commuting, if you're not, going to the gym and things like that, I have to imagine that, streaming services and podcast services and stuff like that, they've got to be suffering. That is not the case with ours at all. I think that's one of the nice parts about us being kind of a newer podcast is that our statistics are painting the opposite tale. But if we had been doing this for months beforehand and then ran into all of this virus shit, we'd probably be in a similar boat. So
Yeah.
happy to have the people that are listening to us. You guys are sick.
Thank you all for listening. Make sure to follow us on both our Instagram and Twitter. It's Packy Run Pod.
And like us, rate us, subscribe to us on your podcast clients. Every little bit kind of helps grow the beast. If you're interested in sponsorships, hit us up. Give us that sweet cash, because
sweet money.
We're in our early 20s and we need money.
And life sucks.
Yeah, dude. Life in quarantine is terrible. Make it better with a little bit of that green.
Yes. But anyways, guys, we will talk to you next week. We'll be back at the same time, as usual.
Same bat time, same bat place.
See ya.